Okay, so this is part 4, and let's continue with this. I think we can start. We can add insights for where these blades would go. So maybe I don't think this top loop is necessary. So let me try deleting it and see how it will look. And select this ring, top ring. Let me first turn off this subdivision surface and maybe isolate the object so that it's easier to see what's going on. I can select this, scale it in just a bit, and then extrude in, and then extrude, just merge in the center. Now we can merge. Let me first turn off subsurf here. We can merge, set bevel weights for the different edges that need to be sharp. So like that, like this, Control E, bevel weight 1, and if we turn this on, you can see how that would look. So this here would sit in here, and we need to do this for this here. But the mirror modifier usually gets in the way of doing this, so I don't know why we have a lot. This is not a perfect circle, so because of this ring here, so we can let me see, and this, we can merge this with this, and this with that. Yeah, so it's back to a perfect circle, what we want. So we can again apply. I don't know if the bug has been fixed, but sometimes when you apply the mirror modifier, it takes away those bevel weights you have already set. So let's see if that was fixed. Yeah, it works perfectly. So let's just select those loops, then extrude in just a bit, and then extrude inside. Yeah, to be sure that we are getting the shape we want, we can just extrude and then merge in the center, and then select that face and then extrude in, so that is extruded along the bevel, the normal, sorry. I need to do this so that, do this again so that I push it in. Then we can turn off this and then start setting the different bevels. I need this, then Control E, bevel weight. We don't need this loop here, so we can remove that, and this is what we have. So I'm seeing this here. I don't think that should be there, so let me remove that. These loops here should be centered, and I don't think we need, do we need this loop? Let me see. I don't think we do, so we can just merge it with that. And if we turn back, yeah, that is what we get. You can see. So now that we have done the hardest part, we can come back and start working on this. Let me see. Should we start working on this? Not yet. I think we can create these blades here. Those should be quite easy, so we can let me make sure this is recording good. What we can do is let's hide. What should we hide? What should we hide? Let me bring this reference image here. So this here, Let's add a circle. It can be 12 vertices, doesn't matter. Because these rings here can be, we can use bump maps for that detail. What we need is just make these rings here. So let's see. Can isolate these, and we need to scale the extrude this down about here. Then think around this like this, and extrude in around there, and then extrude in like that. And we need to extrude this in as well. Then add a just add a bevel. Set the weight to that. Set the bevel weight. Set the limit method to weight, and then this should be a 001. Let me see what we used here. We used 006, so let's use the same here. And the segments were 2, and we can add the subdivision surface modifier, turn on smooth shading, and we can select these rings here and give them that bevel weight. You can see, you can also change the view here to 2 subdivisions, so that is much smooth. If you look closely, this side here is longer than this side here, so but I will come to that later. Let's first add these blades here. Let's see if we can figure out how they were made. So we can, what can I do? So if we, let me cursor to selected, let me add a circle, change the segments to, I don't know how many these are. Let me see, 32, maybe 64. What we need, we only need, let's first work out the shape here and see. You know what? I don't know, maybe let's just use an array because it's going to be hard to get the shape using just a curve. So let's create a plane and see the shape here. So if we, let's just get a basic shape for this. It comes in like this, and let me add a loop here. Let me apply scale and rotation, add a loop around here and maybe here, and can bring this in and select this and delete that. We need to subdivide this so that maybe this is like this, and we need a few loops here. So that this curves, I think like that. Then we select this to be something like that. And now when we add an array, we can make as many as we want. So let's try 60, and then add a curve. Then then add a curve deformer to the array, then select this curve as our deformer, and we can scale this down. I think it's bending in the wrong direction, so let's try -y, -1, -x, and then rotate this in one direction, in the x direction 90 degrees, to have something like that. So now we just need to come in and modify this curve to follow what we want, to follow the shape that we want. And now we can add a subdivision surface to this. Subdivision surface. I think it should go above the, should it go above the array or above the curve? What about if we turn on merge? Yeah, you need to turn on merge to remove those gaps that are introduced by the subdivision surface. And I don't know if it's not necessary to add it there because it's going to be in a distance to be seen. So we need to increase the array count. Yes, because this is going to slow down the computer a bit, so I don't know. Let me first remove the that, and they're intersecting here, so I can select the curve and then scale it in. Let me see, scale it until they don't intersect. Like that. So we have that. Then we need to make this other side, this other thing here, the inside part. For that, we can also just use the same thing here. Bring Shift D to duplicate it, and we can move it in the. Let me see, what direction is this? In the Z direction, so that is closer. So that it becomes the inside ring like that. But now these segments are too many, so we can reduce them to about 10, like that. And the good thing about the way we have worked, if we turn off the array for now and the curve, maybe let's see. Now let's bring them back over and just make an instance of this. So Shift D, sorry, Alt D to move that, and then remove everything here, and maybe clear rotation here. The reason I'm doing this is just is that I want to get the shape of this, the shape we have here, without doing a lot of work. So this inside part needs to be extended, so like this, and then bent inside a bit, and maybe just like that, something like that. And these blades are not going out like these, they don't push out that fast, so I think we can delete these vertices to have something like that. So I think we can also move these back out a bit like that, and maybe select these and bring them back in just a bit. Okay, that's, let's see. And you also won't need these loops because these are supposed to be something like this, and we won't also need this middle loop. So we have something like that. You can see every after four of these, you get this thing here. So we can do that as well. So we can just, do I have a lot of loops here? I don't know. We don't need all of these loops. So what we can do is just select this, delete that loop, select this, delete that loop, and merge this with this. so that we reduce the number of vertices we have. So we need three, every after three vertices, every after three of these, you get this large thing. So we can duplicate this, shift D, make sure it's connected. Let's just select these middle vertices, mark them. Because we duplicated this as an instance, all the edits we make here are applied to this as well. So let me make sure this is recording. Good. We can remove doubles, and let's see, do we need to make another one? So shift D, then again do the same for this, remove doubles. And so these two here are supposed to be these large things. So to make this, I don't think that would be easier, because I was thinking of applying this and using a mirror modifier for this, but because these are linked, I won't be able to apply them. So let's just do this like this. So we select these vertices, then extrude them. So we just need to scale this like this, and maybe make them start bending them a bit to around there. And we just need to connect these faces here, and we need to add loops. Do we need to add them? Add any loops there? Let's see. So maybe these can be pushed in so that they're not as wide. Let's see. Okay. I see we need a few loops here, because you see this is too straight, so we need a few loops, like 3, to make it curved like that. And we just need now to remove unnecessary loops that are in here. So remove that, you know, actually we need those loops, because otherwise this is also going to be straight. It won't be as curved as it should be. So I think these two are also bent down a bit, bent inside a bit, so we can do that like that as well. You can see how everything is coming together. So we just need to increase the count here until they merge. If they are going through each other, we can scale them down a bit until they merge. I think this also has that ring that goes in, so we can also do the same. So I'll just make a duplicate here and turn off arrays, turn off the curve. Let me just if I can find it. Okay, it's here. Clear the rotation. So it's also curved off on this side, but we don't need all these loops, so I can just merge this with that, this with that, and select these. So it goes in like this, and maybe curves. I don't know how curved this is supposed to be. It seems I didn't make an instance, so let's do this again. Alt D, then remove the array, clear rotation. So this should be extruded down, and then extruded like that, and then extruded down, and then extruded in, and then we can use a bevel here to make that curved off, And we can do any sorts of designs we want here. So this is supposed to come in. Let me see. Yeah, around there. And this I think you can also align it like that to see the shape you're creating. So if we move this to the center like that, it would be centered. And if we wanted to round off this corner, we just select this loop here and bevel it just a bit like that. See, now we can delete that, and we have our blade. So everything else can be, we can also turn on smooth shading for these, and we can apply the array and then the curve. Do the same for this array. So this, we need to delete this, and so that we are able to apply the array and the curve. And I think we can join them, and also now I won't be joining this because this has a subdivision surface that I don't want to be applied to this. So I think we can also try removing doubles, remove doubles to see if there are any. And yeah, there are any. There are quite a lot. And I think there are a lot of doubles here in the center as well, so we can remove them at the center like that. Yeah, we also used, I think, a lot of loops that were not necessary, but yeah, this is just a tutorial and I don't really care. Okay, so we have made that. In the next part, we'll look at how to place them in their different spots areas. So thank you. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you